If you're joining me today, sorry about being late today, my friend. Tell you what, I started this, and as you know, I am technologically kind of so. When I got down to this, I realized I've been going through here talking about this song, and there was nobody on the stream because I forgot to hit go live. Life happens. So, what I'd like to do right now is erase what I did, go back through here this a little quicker, and as you can see, what we're doing today is I'm writing with Roman numerals, meaning I'm not going to be spending any pesky time on just putting the chords because I might not want to keep this song in this key. If you're just joining this channel, my name is Wago. I teach music in Hilo, Hawaii, a couple days a week. Really enjoy it. I'm trying to make the transition over from labor into full-time music. And if you could help me out with this channel by subscribing, watching the videos, clicking that subscribe button, and then, asking questions, being a part of it. If you could, that'd be awesome. As far as today goes, I guess I'll keep this up. The song that we're going to be doing or playing or singing is going to be called I Miss You More on Mondays. Double entendre, if you will. Could be more on Mondays. This is going to be in the key of E major, meaning E major has 4 sharps. It shares a key signature with a key called C sharp minor. And what I like to do on Mondays is I take me time and I take some old song or old chart and try to see what was going on while I was creating it. Hopefully get a little input from the community section here. And then maybe write a melody, but at least chart it out so it's familiar in my head. And going through the process helps you at home if you're writing your own chord charts or your lead sheets to give people your original music. A great way to do this is do analyzation, but sometimes you don't know what any of the words are or any of the concepts are. So the long story short is, on Tuesday from 9 to 10, I try and be here to answer music theory questions, meaning each week we go through a concept. It started way back when. You could check it out. It talks about the circle of fifths, how many notes are inside of a key signature, and then how to go about analyzing chords or songs when you hear them. So you could take something like Debussy, Bach, Beethoven, Mendelssohn, Mozart, classical, romantic. You can move into contemporary, and then you can see like Brubeck if you want, jazz, or Jobim, bossa nova. Moving into different genres, Metallica, neoclassical. What you do is you get a little bit of a concept of vocabulary for all these different genres, and then you just start writing or emulating and taking little bits and pieces. The thing that got me on this concept of songwriting and then wanting to do it with other people online here and then with my students is because I find most people are timid about it because we don't understand how tertiary form works or harmonies or chords or extensions. And it's not because we don't understand what they are. Many people play chords like that. They just don't know what to name them, so it's hard to have a conversation about those. If you can't have a conversation outside of your mind, how would you have a conversation with another musician? That's what I'm here for. And hopefully this eases the process, and if this only makes sense to a few people, then cool. It's a practice for me to become a better communicator. So on Tuesdays, check it out, stop by, ask questions, be a part of it. Today, I'm going to be talking about this song, I Miss You More on Mondays, so why not hear the song? This is what my channel looks like, and if you want to subscribe, go to the play along charts and pick one. These charts are not like any other charts that are found on, they're originals. They've never been seen before. They don't just standardly go through like a 1-4-5 progression like blues do and say play A7, D7, G7, E7. There are multiple chords in here. Some sound great, some don't. Not everyone's a winner. That's the whole point of writing. The concepts bleed through, and then I'm more aware of how things work musically overall. So if you want to take the same journey, this is what I'm doing. Check out the channel. Let's go to the computer and watch this song. All right. Sorry about that. I got sidetracked with one of the other teachers. Oh, long story short, we're going to go through a little bit of chord construction here. Watch how I plan out this song, and I will show you how I chart it. Now, when I do this, I want to make sure that I'm playing the right keys. This first one had an intro, so I'm going to write out the time signature. In this case, it is 6/4, which means there are 6 beats per measure, and the quarter note is going to get that beat. So every one of these measures, this one, this one, this one, this one, it's going to feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, so on and so forth. This is the intro, so I'm going to mark it as such. Intro, put a little box right here. Now, there are no chords here, so I'm going to put NC for no chords. The next measure follows suit. So the thing that I'm thinking here is if I were to get this chord chart and listen to it, I would be like, cool, what's the genre, or what's the standard? What are we doing this in? If they were like, we're doing it in a bluegrass New England shuffle, I would think faster, like if we're doing like a ballad, I would think like. So that would prepare me for my first thing here. When I do a slash, 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 I'm just taking the beats of this. So 1, 2, 3, and then the last thing coming in would be on that last beat. Since this has 4 here, it essentially should be 5 of these, and then the last beat is the and it comes in. However, I don't mind squishing this in here. We're going to do a D sharp, diminished 7. And for today, what I want to do is not write out the keys or the notes that are in there, but another practice, which is called Roman numeral analysis. When writing charts in a key like C or G or A flat, yeah, you could include those in there, and every chord that would be in here would be something like an A7 or a G sharp minor 6 or something like that, right? What I'd like to do is in the key signature say 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, this is a 4 chord. This is a 4 chord, and then it's a dominant. It would look like that. We would change all these. G in here is a minor, and this one right here looks like a major, so I would need to make it a minor. And then we've got, how about a better example, minor 7. So a G sharp minor 7 here would be a 3 here. If I made it a major 7, we'd have a major 7. Boom, bada boom, boom, boom. This would be our minor because we write them as such. Cool. So that's the process I'm going to go through here. If you have any questions about Roman numeral analysis, shout it out in the comment section. I will get to you. As far as this goes, this is the end of this measure because we go directly into the song. Our A part is this. So I shall write it as such, putting 2 bars. I don't need to repeat the time signature because the time signature is already established at the top. When we do this, we're playing the 1 chord, the E, because we're in the key of E major. Reason why we know that is because when we count out our sharps in the key of G major, we have 1 sharp, F sharp. When we go up a fifth to D, we have our 2nd sharp. F sharp goes to C sharp. All these move parallel, always, except for B, which is a black key, to a white key, and B flat. These 2 pesky B chords, B major, B minor, they need to have this 1/5 of a white chord to a black chord, and B flat has to the white. Other than that, we put these in corresponding. D goes to A. Well, on A, we add a sharp. We have F sharp, C sharp, and now G sharp. Fifths, fifths. Of course, E has 4, so the next one's going to be like that, giving us a D sharp. So the sharps we have are F sharp, C sharp, G sharp, and D sharp. So when we play all the other white notes, like E, we play F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. That gives us our chord construction of a harmony. This dyad makes up a major third. Then we have a minor third, major third, major third, minor third, and then we also have a minor third here on our diminished chord, and then it goes back into the 1, the major third. If you add the other harmony from the major, you have a minor harmony. These 2 together are called stacking thirds, which is tertiary harmonization. If we take these and move it from here, we get our chord structure, which goes up playing triads, and that gives us our familiar feeling of E major. All those notes are going to be what we try to use inside of these songs because I'm trying to write diatonically, meaning staying within those diatones, those harmonies that are created. Sometimes we go outside the pocket. If we do, I'll notate it. All right, after the E, the next thing we're doing is going to the 5 dominant. What does that mean? Well, what's the 5th in the key of E? E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. So instead of just having a B, F sharp, and then a D sharp, alright. Did I write that backwards? I did. My brain's broken. B, C, D sharp, E, F sharp. There you go. Any way you put your triads, as long as those 3 notes there, that does make the chord. Just depends on the inversion of it. When we're playing through here, the reason why this is interesting, the dominant means we're going to stack one more. This kind of means that I would need to know what the key of B is. So I would be like B, C, D, E, F, G, A. How many sharps and flats are in the key of F, G? 1, F. G, A, B, C, D, C, D, G sharp. A, B, C, D, E, D sharp. D, A sharp. Well, cool. There's the key of B. Here's my 1, 3, 5. And then the question is, what was that 7th? It was an A sharp. So to make it a dominant, not the major 7th, you would give it an A. So in this one, I know my spelling of this would be that. If in the beginning you want to write these chords or triads underneath it, feel free to do it. But the idea is if you hand somebody a chart or you're writing charts or you're stacking charts, you can then hand this to any instrument in any key, and they will be able to modulate or transpose it themselves, rather than you having to do it. So, also, that's a whole nother session I could talk about, modulations and transpositions for different instruments. The next tone we're going to be going to is our G sharp minor. Now, our G sharp minor over here is our minor 3rd. Correctamundo. No extensions, so we've got 1, 2, 3, boom, 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 and then that's it. We just leave that there. Our next one is a shared measure. We're going to have a 4 chord, and then our 4 chord is going to have a 4 and then a major 7 added, making it super light and airy. We're not done with the progression of the cadence here, so we're going to come down here right after I explain how to count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's going to have both of those smooshed into one measure because there's 6 beats per measure according to our time signature. So down here we're going to continue this. We're going to be going to the 1 chord again. Our next one is going to throw in something interesting. Now, our 6th chord is a minor, C sharp minor. However, we don't want a 6 chord minor. We're going to be playing a 6 chord as an augmented, meaning we're going to take that 1 flat 3 5 and we're going to change that. Well, our 6th chord as a minor would give this tonality. But when we play an augmented, as you know, augmented chords have a major tonality. So we have just taken a chord outside the key of E. Interesting. We're going to come back to this one, so I just want to put a little bit of square around it to say, hey, this is different. And we could analyze it later. Our next chord is going to be the 4 chord, the A. Interesting enough, the note that we changed to make that an augmented chord is going to be the A. When we play the next note, we're going to be taking this and having a 4 chord, and we're adding the major 7th, which means we're doing the same thing we're doing here, but now it's way longer. Very interesting. Double bar, because it's the end of this. We're going to be going into our binary section now, our B part. Double bubble bar. Also the 1 chord here. So we're going to be playing the E. Let's hear how that first part sounds, actually. No chords in the beginning, so I'm just going to pass through that. In the key of E, the chord right before it is our D sharp diminished, because we have a D sharp major, flat the 3, flat the 5, D sharp diminished, and then we see that we have a 7 on the top. So we're going to stack another minor 3rd. Here's minor 3rd, and minor 3rd. So when I'm counting them, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. Interesting, right into the 1. That feels good. Lending leading tone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's going to have our B, but it has a dominant sound over the top of it. And if we put extensions, that might be where the melody goes. After that B7, we're going to go to a G sharp minor. That one makes sense, doesn't it? Minor 3rd. And then right into an A major. And then an A major. Dom 7, or no, major 7. Yeah, sounds good. Then into into an E. Here's our weird chord, the C augmented. Into an A. I kind of like that. Into our A7. Interesting. So the next part is going to be actually holding that A7 through, which is actually very odd. You don't really get that often. So the B part doesn't start with the 1. It's going to start with the 4 major 7. Now, it's not too odd. The 4 chord kind of works there. Holding over that, I do notice something right off the bat is these have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The next one doesn't do that. It actually shares the measure. So the 4 chord here with the major is going to go to the 5 dominant and then into the 1. Now that feels great. We're sharing measures here. We're going to have a 6 chord right here reverting back away from the C augmented and using the 6 chord as it should be as a minor. And then we're going to be going to, outside the pocket. This one is an F sharp diminished 7, meaning F sharp is a minor in the 2, so we can't have that. A diminished chord is a minor, so we leave the 2. But then when we're writing it out, we have to put our diminished, because now we know that we're going to be having those notes stacked as minor thirds, and then add another minor third, as we just did in the key of D sharp. Same thing with the F sharp there. This doesn't split a key, so it has its own measure of 6 beats. And then we're going to be playing the 6 chord into the 5. That is the first part of the B. The second part is going to play the 1 chord, so that feels like the B. This could have been a 5 dominant. 5 dominants always kind of feel like the D diminished and would want to go back to the E. If we have the 1 chord here to the 5 chord, or 4 chord, that's our A. That goes from the tonic, the root, the foundation, the prime, and then it makes a triad going up to the subdominant. So it builds a little tension, not as much as the 5 chord, but it definitely does. Interesting. Repeats that to give emphasis. Emphasis. Back to the 1 chord, then we have a 4 chord that says a major 7. So from what I've seen already, not by hearing even the second thing, we're using a reoccurring theme here. The 1 to the 5 we didn't do, or 1 to the 4 we didn't quite do that, but that's part of it all over the place. It's assumed or implied. And then the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to end out this passage with the 5 dominant back to the 1. Super standard, nothing special about that. However, I'm going to put a double bar down there to end it. The one thing I am seeing, this whole thing's repeated, so there are 2 verses and 2 chorus. I'm going to put a double bar right here, or a double dot, and then down a B, meaning when you get all the way through here, you're going to go all the way back up top here, rinse and repeat. The next thing I want to do, I hope that you memorize this. If not, write it down next. Or check out one of the circle of fifth things. We are still in the key of E, but I need a section to write this C part in for I Miss You More on Mondays. Had nothing to do with today being Monday. It just happened to be the name of the song. Yeah. If you are in the comment section, hey, Marcus, how you doing? Have any question about songwriting or part leading or music theory? Blah, blah, blah. Today I take Mondays just to kind of take little charts that I've done a long time ago and go through the process of charting them out. So it makes a little bit more sense to people that are just starting this. How about I go and play that piano and show you what it sounds like, if not? And you're here to just pop in and say hi, hello, check out the channel. And then ask some questions if you want to. So, with this, I'm going to go true here. Play these notes. We have our intro into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our F sharp diminished 7, 2, 3. Hey, it does feel good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1. Ooh, I like that theme. Na, 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 na. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So yeah, basically goes through the process of the major harmonic chord progression. It followed it except for that C sharp augmented. That was a stupid chord. I like it though. I'm going to see if I can make it work with a melody later when I go through this. So the next part that we're going to go through here is the B part, the B section. It takes those central themes, or not the B section, we just did the B section, the C section. It takes those central themes and takes it from being kind of like a binary form, A-B, which is most common referred to as like verse, chorus, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's the verse. Then is everything that everybody else sings. We generally refer to it as the refrain or the chorus. And, you know, like famous fact, Frank Zappa said, the chorus and the words and all that there is really for the audience. Take it for what it's worth. Okay, when we go to the next part, we're going to be starting our C section. Ooh, great big old black lines right here. And then what I like to do is just show that we're still in the key of E major. We're going to be moving this just a tiny bit. We're going to start off here with our A7. So we've got our 4 major 7, meaning if you've never seen a Roman numeral before like this, refer back to some of these sessions that I do that just talk about chord analysis. It's where we look at notes on the staff, and then we're able to tell just from a key signature what notes are and what their positions are by using structures. Taking this note and putting it down here. Well, here, let me be more descriptive. When we go up here, G, A, B, C, D, D up top, a perfect fifth is a perfect fourth below. They're equal. It helps us when we're starting to see like triads, what inversions would look like, and then how to start stacking these tertiarily, basically dyads that make harmonies that you stack, major thirds, minor thirds, over and over and over again. The different form that we do this in really helps when you're listening to music or you're writing music and trying to come up with melody lines. That's the only thing. All right, so when we're going through here, this does not share a measure. I'm going to put a bar here to separate. Here I see something drastically crazy. I see a 3 chord in the key of E, which should be a G sharp minor, as being a G major 7. So this chord is a flat 3. In fact, I could even write it here. Flat 3, which means it's not a G sharp. It's not in the key. It goes down to the G. When writing this out, sometimes if you're just joining this, I generally write out the key signature. I erased it to make room for here, but if you need a reminder, try and have a split screen. Go find E major, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A major, B major, C sharp minor, and D sharp diminish. Off of that, we're going to have these chords. Now, this is way outside of pocket. Just like that C augmented, I'm going to kind of put a little orange around it so at least I remember where the weird chords are, the ones that are out of the diatonic function. The next chord is going to be a D. Is there a D in the key of E? E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp. No, there is not. Now, just like this was the 7th as a D sharp, what we're doing is we're taking this as being the flat 7, which now is a D, and the Roman numeral represents it's a major. We also have an extension on here, which is our major 7, which means when we play this, it's going to sound like every other major chord. We're just stacking that major third on top of there. Our next chord that goes with this is an F major 7. So we don't have an F major 7 in the key of E. It's supposed to be an F sharp minor. So what we've done is we've taken that 2 chord and we've moved it to a major, same way as we did these. And then we changed that into a, what was it, dominant 7? No, major 7. Good. Dominant 7 would be too weird. So again, with Mr. Orange, I've got the best markers. All right, we're going to be doing these. Got my 2 here, and then one more measure, and then we're going to pleat it out. And if you haven't noticed, most of the charts that I do are in equal temperament, which means the measures themselves don't have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's no weird rhythms. It doesn't cut off notes. Each measure is generally the intended beats of the time signature. Sometimes we'll share chords, but there's not really any. We're not doing any notes like this. You know, we're not having tied together. We're like over the top of anything. No polyrhythms on this, just straight up tempos. For this last chord, it's not the end of it, so we're going to go over here, start again. What chord do we have? We have a C major 7. Now, there is no C major in the key of E. Therefore, when we do this, we're going to need to take this and put it right here. What is our C? It's our 6, not the minor 6. It's now a major 6. Now there's a C sharp in the key of E, which is the 6. So this is the flat 6. It's based off of the minor 6 scale position. Meaning, if you haven't seen this, I don't want to take too much time to this because this is on the channel. What key are you in? We're talking about, how about just we'll do through the eyes of C. Oh, we'll do it through the eyes of E. E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, D sharp, E. This should feel good for the fingers because there's equal amount of fingers on a piano, and there's equal amount of fingers here. 1, 2, 3 under for every white key. Except for F. It's the only one that goes up to a 4th finger. So, that's a major second because E to F is a minor second. Well, a minor second plus a minor second is a major second. Minor, minor, minor makes a minor third. Minor, 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 4 minor seconds makes a major third. When we keep doing that process, perfect 4th, augmented 4th or flat 5, perfect 5th, augmented 5th or minor 6, major 6, minor 7, major 7, 1, or the prime. Not a perfect prime. That's hard to do on a piano, which means it's the same note. Some instruments do that. So that's a little breakdown of kind of the intervals that we use to go through writing melodic parts, doing leaps and bounds, stepping in other than triad forms or tertiary form. It's stuff that I avoid in the beginning. And if none of that makes sense, Google those things or check out other channels that talk about music and proliferate different ways. This is how I talk. It's all one conscious stream. There is no editing on this channel, really. It's just information as the way I see it. If it's right or wrong, correct me. It's all the process. When we're playing our C here, the C's not a C sharp, it's a C major. And then we're playing the C major as a major 7. Gorgeous. This doesn't share anything. We then have a B7. The B is, my God, it's back in the key. In the key of E major, E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B. So it's the 5th. We're going to write it as such. But this one also is being played as a major 7th. Niceness. You know, can I move this in so nobody's straining? Hey. Hey. There we go. Make sure my plug's in so the computer doesn't die. After this, also I gotta cover this one because this one's not in the key. The 5 is, we're going to go down to a 4 major 7, which is our A7. Let's get this done quick. We're going to repeat this measure, so I'm just going to put a parentheses. And then, oddly enough, I was just talking about how I like all my songs in equal temperament, at least in the beginning, writing this nonsense. This is out of equal temperament. In fact, it doesn't go back anywhere. There is no refrain. It ends on this measure, which means it has an extra measure, if you're going to say that, because there's no pickup notes or lead-in notes in the beginning. When we have a pickup measure, it could have had, I mean, this is a lead-in pickup, but this isn't the first measure. That is, and it still represents 6. So here, the last thing we're going to do here is we're going to be jumping back to our 6 chord, minor 6, and then we're going to be having it as a 9. So it's a... oh, I guess I don't even need that. You know what it is. It's going to have our 9 chord there. Ta-da! This one, I'm going to put a double bar here because it should represent the end of the song. And it doesn't go any further. I'm going to take a quick look here and then realize what I want to be doing is realizing where the chords are outside the function of the diatonic 7. Meaning, in the key of E major, we have E, F sharp, G sharp, A, B, C sharp, and D sharp. So, whence writing those, if I were to put those right here, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. These are the worst markers ever. Bezos! Not bad. All right, and then C sharp and D sharp. This is the 1 chord, this is the 4 chord, this is the 5 chord. These are all majors. 2 is minor, 3 is minor, and then 6 and 7 are minor, but 7 is a diminished. It has stacked thirds of minor tertiary form. So, what does this do? Let's take a gander over at the piano. I'm going to try and keep on both of these. And then I know we can't see that over there. Maybe I can move that to somewhere else. Or just suffer through it. There we go. We don't need the top title. And I can move the piano down. Oh, gee golly gosh. Give me a second. As I said, I'm horrible with technology. There we go. As long as you can see the concept, I'll try and play within the notes there. Nice. All right, let's take it nice and slow. So those of you who are playing at home, we can call out these chords. We have E major, the 1 chord. We've got B7, but we're playing it as a dominant. Little note here, when you play the D sharp diminished from the key and the B major, you are playing a B dominant 7, which is why the diminished chord and the 5 dominant sound the same as a resolution to the 1. So this one starts off with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. C. Is that right? B? Major 7? I hate that chord. I don't mind the chords before that, so I'm going to change that. Doesn't feel any better into the A7, and then it ends on the minor 9. So we have our C sharp minor, and then in the key of C, C, D sharp. And because I'm a big fan of this, maybe like da 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 da. Like a lead-in chord. Okay, so here's the concept behind this. Going through the whole thing, playing it through once. This is the first time I've ever played it through. I just wrote it down in a phone a long time ago. I did not like it returning to the 5 chord as a major 7. I thought it sounded disgusting. So I'm going to go do some playing around on the piano, see if I could change that. If you have any suggestions about what could be done for this chord right here, sock it to me. Other than that, the humming is what I do over the top of chord structures when I'm trying to figure out what a melody is, if I haven't written a melody yet. And then if I see minor chords, my first thing to do for minor and major is to discuss what my pentatonics are. This is a lot of music theory to cram in just the idea of chart writing, because at this point the charts are done, besides the one note I disapproved of. maybe I would just highlight that, and then when I bring it to a session with another musician, I would just leave it in there to see if at that point I remember, I go, oh yeah, that chord. Watch their face and see if they like the chord or not. If they like it and they have nothing wrong with it, maybe work with it. If they're just like, ugh, and some people do, that tells me time to change that chord. I love the creative process with other people. So the idea about writing a multitude of different songs in a multitude of different keys and genres and time signatures, it really opens up or broadens the horizon about what's possible. So if you have not written one of your songs out, I know that everybody that just starts is very timid about playing or writing down music. A lot of the times the vocabulary we have is subpar, or we just don't know how to explain things. If you have a question about anything that has transpired as far as a vocab goes, like what tertiary means, or what a dyad or a triad is, what a diatonic scale is, all these things can be found on this channel in the live section. There's a Music 101 thing, Ask a Wago, where I just field out questions kind of like this. Monday is fun for me. I do charts and stuff. Hey, Marcus, you still there? Have any questions? Or is that you? Hello, hello. Is anybody there? So, going over here, I'm just going to doodle. Oh, I don't have time to doodle. I have a student. I get to teach right now, although I do love drums. So I'm going to say adieu, farewell. If you have questions, put them in the comment section. I'm going back through each one of these videos and time stamping them, so you don't have to actually listen to me, blah, 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 the whole time. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, can you put 3 thumbs up? That'll just show me somebody was listening. Anyway, aloha, be well.